Hello and good night. I say good night for I am recording at 2 in the morning. I recorded this yesterday, and it wasn't until after I stopped recording that I realized the audio did not record. So it was going to be a very awkward video where you would see the game and my face and nothing else. You would hear nothing except perhaps game sounds. So unfortunately I have to correct that. But instead of re-recording everything, much like how I did with the other game, Shadow Tactics, I decided that I would instead simply commentate on the video that I did this time. It is very long. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, especially considering I don't remember most of it. However, this should allow us to catch up, as the cool kids say, allowing us to not have to replay the beginning once again. So, let's begin. Hopefully I don't blow this up, or blow anything up. Now, we must do this softly, because I don't want my neighbors to wake up to the screams of a madman, which may or may not be me. Oh God, how long is it going to take me to actually play the game now?
One debt to society later.
Now finally I seem to be choosing difficulty, or at least just reading it. Is that a good thing? I don't know, I can't read. But either way, I seem to be choosing something. I have chosen, we have gone on difficult. Whatever that means. Now, we must go through the true, insurmountable... What is this thing called? Obstacle of our journey. The loading screen. Yes. It's a really big loading screen. And a very big black screen. No fades, no nothing, it just... Oh. I see. Very dramatic, I must say. And thus, we begin. I read. Although once again, I cannot read. So I do not know what any of this is saying. All I can say is that there's a bunch of pictures, and they are very confusing. Yes, I stare at the screen in absolute confusion. I do not know what it is that the game wants from me, but I know it wants something. Could it be that it wants me to find whatever is at the top of the mountain? Yes, you cast your gaze over the enormous mountain landscape. You have traveled across the globe seeking out adventure, but this island is like nothing you have ever seen before. As far as you can tell, it is largely unexplored. The only information you could find were a few rumors about an unknown occupying force. Perhaps it is Elden Ring, and if not, it is aliens. My glasses keep falling out. On the way here, you stumbled across abandoned property and lost places. You wonder what happened here, what secrets the island is keeping. Then you shake your head. It might be nice to have some answers, but your goal is clear. Reach the summit. That is why you are here. That is something I did not finish. For some reason, I decided not to give myself enough time for future me to read any further. But never fear, for as you can see, right here, right now, I am playing with the controls. I am just sticking around. I'm about to make myself go dizzy. Probably you too. I wouldn't put it past me. Oh, hello there. I see, yes. I understand none of this, but perhaps later, during our journey, we will. I also noticed I suddenly started taking a bit of an accent, as if already I didn't have one to begin with. But, what do you know? What do I know? It's not like it's not like English is not my first language or anything. But, God, I want to die after that. I do not want, no, please, no, I don't want that. I don't want that on record. Please, no. Okay, so, cringe aside, let us look at the camera controls. Hold the V key and move the mouse to look around. Move the mouse while holding the middle mouse button to rotate the camera. Zoom in and out by scrolling with the middle mouse button. Or at least I think it was the middle mouse button. Was it the middle mouse button? Yes, it was. Perhaps. I don't know. I don't remember. Let us see. A gust of wind catches you when you almost fall into a deep fissure. You flail wildly with your arms, trying to keep your balance. Suddenly, someone grabs your wrist and pulls you back from the edge. That was close. Just a second later and you would have fallen to your death. Well, that's not a very good start, is it? You sternly tell yourself that you really have to pay more attention. You need to press your luck when there is danger at every turn. Yeah, you probably also have to pay more attention to where you're going if you're gonna be falling so quickly. Your knees still weak, you take a look at your rescuer. She's a young woman in a threadbare anorak. And what's an anorak? There is a green stone fastened around her neck with a leather strap. Fascinated, you stare at the hand-carved charm. Its soft glow is almost hypnotizing. The stranger coughs, and without saying a word, holds out some provisions for you to take. Well, that's awfully... what's the word again? Generous of her. Although it could also be drugs. Don't take anything from strangers, people. Especially you, kids. You want to give her something in return, so you search through her pack. Your pack. No, her pack. You search through her pack. You finally find something and look up, but the strange woman is gone. Yes, you search through her stuff. You search through her backpack in order to give her something. Yes, that's how it works. That's how you meet people in real life. You go out to their house, you get something from their house, and then you give it back to them. Because little do they know, they didn't have it at first. It was you who found it in their house and gave it to them later, yes. Don't let people fool you. No. You do not go and give them flowers, no. You take the flowers from their house and you give them the flowers in a nice little bouquet thing. Yes, that is how you do. Now, as you can see, I'm a very slow reader because I can't read. Therefore, that means I'm taking quite a time actually reading and going through whatever this menu was talking about, which is probably something to do with the inventory, which I'm going to be working with pretty much for the rest of the game. At least you'd hope, since there's an inventory. Excuse me, it was the demons. They try to come out every so often. Much like my sanity, which in this game also starts to go down as I climb and I move. Here you can see I have no idea what I'm doing, for I am just clicking things randomly. Is that good? I don't know. I'm having a rave with my mouse, and I am doing very weird things. I see something in the distance, and I go, ooh, what is that? My monkey brain activates, and my neurons begin to think. But little did I know that my monkey brain was too stupid to realize that I had done a very big oopsie. I had marked a location to go to first, and then my little monkey
What?
would start walking in every other direction that I clicked in exactly the order that they were clicked. In other words, I would first go there, which was the first area I clicked, and then it would start to walk all the way back. Even if though that made absolutely no sense, because why would you walk all the way back and do nothing? Well, that's my life in a nutshell. I also go around doing absolutely nothing. And then I just turn back. Yes, you notice some shimmering blue herbs growing in a fissure. They emit an intoxicating fragrance. You approach them to take a closer look, but unfortunately, your botanical expertise is limited, and you are unable to identify them. Is it worth the risk to taste them? Of course not, you dumb fuck. Why are you considering it? Don't taste the herbs, no. Continue the journey. Come on, no, no, yes, no. Come on. Continue the journey. Just continue. Just stop. No. Stop considering. No. Just like you shouldn't take things from strangers, you should not eat herbs from nothing. Stop considering it. Now do the wise thing and do what I just said. Turn back without doing anything here. Come on. Yes, you can do it. Just turn back. Go ahead. You can do it. I know you can. I know you're dumb because you're me. But come on. Yeah, there you go. Yes, good job. And now we begin the climb. After, what is it, a good 5 minutes of nothing? Well, now you know what you can expect in this channel. A good 5 minutes of absolutely nothing almost every single time. Well, if that's not a good allegory for life, I don't know what is. But either way, let not your hair, yes, absolutely, let not your hair distract you from me. Because, well, what can I say? We have the same hair. It is so beautiful and so luscious, whatever that word means. Ah, yes. Go back again and just do the U-turn. No? No? Okay, good job. Now, yes, there you go. Go forward. Finally. Now, finally, we can begin the journey across mountain tops and wherever it is we may go. As you can see, this little game is very peaceful, very quiet. It doesn't have much in terms of action or violence, but it is a rather pleasant change of pace from the usual shooting and gunning and the famous Overwatch 2, which I'm hearing so much about. Which, mind you, I'm not hearing many good things about it, but I am hearing a lot of it. You discover a large leather saddlebag lying on the ground. Right next to it, you discover faded hoofprints. Oh my, what caused said hoofprints, you might wonder. You find some herbs in the saddlebag. And by some, we mean one, of course, because one means many different herbs. Yes, everyone knows that. Some is singular for some. Yes, English. Finally, I decide to start moving once again. What I was considering, do I go to sleep, as I should be doing right now, or do I instead simply keep walking? I should probably go to sleep. Yes, that's a very good idea. But I must pull this through, because I need to pay bills, and I need the money. So, yeah, I need to do this. Now, hopefully people are still watching the video by the time we end up reaching this point, in which case, if you march along a mountain ridge, its steep slopes lined with gnarled trees defying the elements. You spot an oxygen bottle on a narrow and fragile-looking ledge. You could pick up a branch and try to salvage the item. Now, as I consider the options, I forgot what I was saying. Ah yes, if anybody is still watching this by the time we reach this point, I must, what's the word? Condemn? No, that's not the word. Commend, yes, there you go. Your curiosity, or your masochism, whichever it is that keeps you here, I do not know. But either way, thank you for sticking around as far, or as much. I don't know what the right word would be for that situation. Like I said, I am dumb. But let us go forth into whatever it is this is. What was it again? It looks like a pillar. Ah, yes, the pillar that turns into a big dead tree. A jingling fills the air around you, harmonious and melodious, followed by the sound of falling rain. You follow the sound to discover tubes of metal and wood tied together in a bare treetop, dancing and striking each other in the wind. You watch the wind chimes and lose yourself in fleeting melodies. You regain sanity or health. Of course you're going to take sanity, you idiot. You didn't lose health. Come on, there you go. That's a lot better. Now, excuse me. I believe this is where I realize that 1, I am trapped, and 2, I should probably go to sleep. Or perhaps I simply say fuck it and decide to keep going forward. I probably decide to go forward one more time before I eventually say, let's go. No, hold on. I'm thinking, yes, there we go. I've decided to sleep. Because unlike in real life, sleeping at these hours in the game doesn't screw up your sleeping schedule. You can sleep whenever you want, and for as long as you need to. That would be very useful in real life, I am not going to lie. But either way, now that I've finally slept and regained some energy, it is time we continue our path down the mountain, as God intended. And by God I mean Daedalic, the makers of this game, who are very interesting with the, oh hello there, weather can change every morning. You can see the current weather and the forecast for the next day at the lower left of the screen. There are 3 different types of weather. Clear weather, friendly weather with no negative effects for your character. Just enjoy your climb, oh thank you. Cold weather has a negative impact on your body temperature, especially at night. Try equipping some warm clothing. You'd expect me to already have that if I came here. And stormy weather. It does something. It probably clouds. I think it said something about clouding your vision. Hold on, wait, why is this one walking back? No. Back. There you go. Yes, no. Mark the right. There, yes, there you go. No, there. Good job. Keep walking. But yes, as you can see, these guys have very interesting ideas when it comes to making games. For what I have played of Shadow Tactics and of this one, they are very interesting. They are different from what I normally play. Although, then again, what I play isn't necessarily the most impressive of gameplay, since I play League of Legends. And you can guess how that goes most of the time. Yes. But now we climb a mountain for fun. Be it because you want to make fun of me, or because you want to have fun while playing this, or because you're eating and needed something to watch, then be it as it may. You enter an extensive network of caves. Towards the rear, you notice an extinguished campfire. Lying in front of it is a stranger, bundled up under a fur blanket. If there's one thing my mother has always been very particular about, is never get into caves where a stranger is already sleeping. No. You continue your journey, and you just forget about it. Oh yes, it is here that I realized I made a very big oopsie. I was baited. So once again, I must do the walk of shame, and walk all the way back. Let us see who we meet as we strike our heads together and create a sun, because that's what that icon looks like. 2 people who are creating a sun with their heads. I have to say that's quite impressive. On a vegetated rocky plateau, you spot a hunched old woman searching among the craggy rocks for edible plants and berries. Oh god, more plants. When she notices you, she smiles and holds out some herbs. Once again, more herbs. Is this a Resident Evil playthrough? I don't know. I keep getting herbs at every single turn. This is one thing I remember mostly. I will take the herbs. Just take the herbs and leave. You don't know what she's into. You don't know what she's going to get you into. Just take the herbs and leave. Why is that so hard for you to consider? Just go. Leave. Take the herbs. They do nothing for you, but it's better for you to take them instead of just wasting away. There you go. After stowing the herbs in your pack, you turn to thank the woman, but she has already walked away and is going about her arduous work again. Now, take the moon herb, which gives sanity, but takes away health. I don't know how good that is, but it's there. And now I have 2 herbs. So now I have plenty of herbs to consume for whenever I might need it. There we go. This is the beginning of the journey. I know I've said that like 7 times by now, but now we are finally climbing the mountain. Now we are finally doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is going up. And hopefully, because I don't remember, we might finally not have to go down again, which we might. Maybe. But until then, we are climbing. We climb. That's good. That's progress. On a rocky ledge a few feet below you, you spot a tree stump with wild herbs growing on it. Well, I don't have the energy, so I cannot do that. I should probably rest, much like what I should be doing in real life. I should stop using that joke. I've done it several times already. It's not worth it. Come on, use it and there you go. Yes, come on, go to sleep. Replenish your energy. Good job. Now, oh my, it's a storm. Well, in case you were wondering what a storm did, now you know. It reduces visibility. And it increases the cost for climbing. It's a good thing I saw that. Good job past me. It seems you have finally proven to be smart, if only a little. Now, let's see what we can find above whatever it is we are climbing into here. For I don't remember. All I remember is snow.
We're all gonna die.
Now, climb, well, walk, my little human, whatever it is you are. Climb. Keep going forward and beat your head against another person and create a sun. Go. Now please don't make it more herbs. I can't take more herbs. I swear to God, if it's more herbs. You discover a large leather saddlebag lying on the ground. Right next to it, you discover faded hoofprints. You find an intact tent in the saddlebag. Well, well, well. That's lucky. Now we walk some more. Yes, go on, walk. There you go, yes, go on. Yes, that's good. Now you might be wondering, why are there faded hoofprints near saddlebags? What caused the humans that use the saddlebags to drop the saddlebags? Well, let me tell you, mountains are in no shortage of secrets, like dangerous chupacabra. Yes, that's from a mountain. Absolutely. Don't question me on that. And of course, we also need to consider that there are big dragons. Very big dragons. In fact, dragons are the birthplace of mountains. Because that makes sense, of course. And now we must open the treasure chest. Nearby an abandoned camp, there are a couple of empty oxygen bottles. You could take them time to search the tents. I suppose I could take a quick look around. I mean, if they're empty, it shouldn't be too much to find, too much to get. Why are you gonna thoroughly? No, don't do that. It's abandoned. There's probably nothing there. And you did it. Okay, you idiot. Unfortunately, you find nothing useful. Oh, you don't say. Well, as you can see, I'm a big fool and a big idiot, and oh my, I have leveled up. It seems that this game has a system of perks, little abilities, passive abilities, which grant you bonuses for your climb by every time you level up. Some are temporary, as you can see by the number above the perk itself. And some are permanent, like the one on the far left, which has no timer, meaning that it is active all the way through until you die, or until you reach the top, whichever comes first. They will not discriminate. Now, I must go get the lollipop. Yes, that seems like a good idea. Go on, sleep. Yes, you are short of energy. It is time for you to go and sleep. And voila, good. Now, it is merely cold, but it is a clear day. That's good. And here you can see I am having fun with the icons that appear on the cursor, because I discovered that there were hazards in tiles. Pillars? Pillar tiles? Tile pillars? What would you call them? What would you say they are? No idea. It is definitely a question for the ages, that one. But perhaps one of you will have a much better solution, if anybody is even watching in the first place, which I wouldn't be surprised if you weren't. Yes, very interesting. Much information, such wow. Yes. Did anybody catch that? Did anybody understand any of it? I hope you did, because I didn't. You're gonna have to explain it to me later. Now, let us get the lollipop. Yes, until end of mission. Very interesting. Exhausted, you roll your head back. You gasp and your pupils dilate as a comet flies over you, its bright tail stretching miles behind it. What a spectacle! You are overwhelmed with emotion. How beautiful. How wonderful. I gained sanity and experience. Well, that's a pro tip right there for you people. If you want to level up in life quickly, you must go to the mountain and you must find a comet. Once you do that, you will regain sanity and you will level up. Well, at least gain some experience. I can't necessarily guarantee that you will level up. Depends on how much you stored before that. What am I doing? You idiot, just go get the chest. What are you considering? Just walk over there. No, it's a straight shot. Just walk. Come on. For the love of... Just... Yeah, there you go, yes. There you go, yes, good. But as I was saying, yes, comments. Very good for experience. Very good for when you're trying to level up and win against your enemies. You come across this corrugated metal shipping container covered in rust. Maybe the occupiers used it as a storage facility, or maybe it was their home. That's a bad idea from what I've heard. Search every nook and cranny. Just search it. Search the whole thing. Oh, there, yes, go on. Search, go on. Search it. Search it. Do it. Your search pays off. You find valuable equipment. What did I say? You find equipment. You find gloves, which is great. Gloves are always welcome. Gloves are always good. At least if you live in a very cold environment. Living where I live, you don't want gloves. No, you would die. At least I would, because I have. Several times already. Many people don't believe me, but I've died many a time already. Now, I've leveled up, so I can gain more passive talents, perks, things. Yes, don't judge me. But as you can see, they're all timed, so I'm going to take the one with the most time on it. Because bigger is better, after all. That's a law of nature. Don't let the bumblebee fool you. It is big. So big that it shouldn't fly. But the bumblebee flies anyway. Why? Because it's big. How's that, science nerds? Bet you weren't expecting facts from me. A random man. You stumble over the corpse of a deer with no signs of decay. The animal died only recently. The remains of chewed herbs cling to its snout. Oh no, it's more herbs. Its last meal probably still undigested. You could cut open the animal's stomach to get the herbs. Why would you open the animal? No, don't take the herbs. Why would you? No, just continue the journey. No, just take. You don't. Yes, you have 2 herbs. That's very amazing. That's wonderful. That's impressive. Absolutely. Don't take the herbs. Just continue the journey. Stop it. Don't consider it. No, don't. You did it. You have indeed found some undigested herbs in the door's stomach. Oh, goody. Now I have 4 of them. Well, isn't that nice? I now have 4 herbs, which reduce my health at the cost of sanity. Well, isn't that going to be great? What am I doing? I have no idea. Just walk. Yes, that's the inventory. That's very impressive. Go down, get the chest. Or perhaps you could beat your head and make a sun instead. No, like I said, we're not going back this time. No, don't consider it. Don't do it. No. Just... Okay, that I can accept. Yes. Raise your body temperature. You need it. Yes. There we go. Good. Now I don't have tea. You come across the ruined foundations of a former dwelling. Herbs are... Oh, no more herbs. Just as you're about to gather them, a protruding stone catches your eye. It looks like it can be moved. Some kind of switch, perhaps? Now, as you very well know, where there's a switch, there's an idiot waiting to flip it. And I am one such idiot, as you can see. You push the switch, but it jams. You press it harder until beads of sweat form on your forehead. Then there's a click and a clack, and a secret compartment opens up in the floor. Your heart leaps with joy. Inside, there is a valuable equipment. Very good. Very impressive. I found a hiking staff. Now, if that's not good, I don't know what is. But I can tell you, it's wonderful. And we drag it into the equipment. Yes, that's definitely where it goes. It goes on the head. If you get a hiking stick, you put it on your head, where it must go. Level up again. And we take another temperature thing, because temperature seems to be an issue with this one. Why are you considering it? Take the heat perk. Come on, it's not that hard. Yes, that one. Good job. Yes, what are we? Oh, yes, of course, the energy. Yes, very good. Climbing rope, yes, very smart, very good. That is a very good thing to take into consideration. Yes, that's a very nice thing to do. Especially since it's in a temporary thing, not a permanent one. Even though you have a rope in your inventory, you can only use it a set amount of times. Perhaps because it breaks, as it is not a very good rope. In which case, hold on. As you approach a skeletal tree, you discover countless red ribbons with golden lettering tied to its spindly branches. Unfortunately, you can't decipher the writing. Hey, like me, I can't read. You don't know why, but for some reason you find the spot very moving. You make a wish for health or energy. Luckily, I do not need health, so take the energy. Good. And now we beat our heads together and try to make contact with the sun. Even though it's night, don't judge it. Don't think about it, rather. Yes, don't think about it. But when you beat your head with someone else's, you create a sun. The terrain slopes down in front of you. That's what it says. It is completely covered in boulders and fragments of rock. Turn around and take the detour, or climb over the rocks. Mama didn't raise no pussy, so I will climb over the rocks. You climb onto the first boulder, then another. It wobbles under your foot, then topples to the side. You flare your arms desperately, but you can't keep your balance. You tumble head over heels down the slope, twisting your arm as you roll, your eyes filled with tears. Well, suck it. Just suck it up. Keep going. Injured hand? That's okay. It doesn't matter. It is irrelevant. Injuries don't stop me. You suddenly hear a loud bark behind you. You spin around to see a Saint Bernard bounding towards you, panting, its tongue lolling. As it obediently sits at your feet, you notice a harness on its back. There is a bag strapped to it. Why, hello, you little doggo. I wonder, how did this thing survive for so long if it's not being fed? Questions. Why, hello there. You gave me hot tea and another tent. Well, I am saved. There's a reason Saint Bernards are humanity's best friend. If you don't have a Saint Bernard, you should consider getting one. They are very good dogs. I had a friend who had a Saint Bernard. She was friendly, very friendly. Yes, it is a very beautiful scenery. Now, could you please start moving? Yes, those are temporary, yes. Yes, that is an injured hand, which has 5.7 hours left. As you can see, I am a genius of this. I slept to take away time from the debuff. If that's not being a genius, I don't know what is. But either way, I am just taking my time here, just looking at this. Just take your time. Just don't worry about us. It's not like we're waiting for you to actually do something, you slow fuck. Move. Go on. Do something. Entertain me. And you too. He should also entertain you. Yes, there's a lot of hazards, but it's not like the road is never filled with them. If there's anything I learned from school, is that if there's a hazard, you're going the right way. Or was that video game? Yes, we have reached the area of snow. Dangerous. I'm still wondering about the Saint Bernard though. What made it live so long without being fed? And if it has been fed, who keeps feeding him? Who keeps giving it food? Did it already have that in the pack? Or did it have it somewhere else? You encounter a common mountain goat. It's nibbling on some herbs. Well, now you find why there are hoofprints near the satchels. It was the goat. But because I know that this goat is a friendly sort, I will approach it in a friendly manner. I shall seek the friendship of the goats. No, don't feed it canned food. You need the food. Just approach it in a friendly manner. Yes, befriend the goat. Become friends with it. That's the best thing you can do. The goat looks at you blankly, and you decide to move on. But why, you may ask, would you seek the friendship of goats? Well, simple, my dear friend. Because your chances of dying by goat are slim, but never zero. However, hold your thought. A stranger is sitting motionless on a rock. His naked torso is adorned with a number of tattoos, strange patterns and symbols like those mostly worn by the spiritual leaders of the local indigenous people. It is bitterly cold, and you wonder whether the stranger has frozen to death. Well, if he has, I could take his shoes. Unless, of course, he doesn't have any shoes. Talk to him, why not? I mean, what you've got to lose? If he's still alive, you're only going to get frightened. The stranger opens his eyes and gives you a stern look. He's alive. Well, just leave him some food and then leave him in peace. Why? Perhaps because he just needs food. Why would you be buck naked in the middle of a mountain if not for food? The stranger reaches behind his back and pulls out a canteen, which he offers to you. The pleasant fragrance of herbs is tantalizing. You raise a flask to your lips and take a sip. And once again I am taunted by the herbs. But anyway, goats. Like I said, your chances of dying by goat are slim, but never zero. If, however, you manage to befriend the goats, then your chances drop to nearly zero, enough for it to be insignificant, and for you to not die by goat. Very important life lesson here. You catch a scent on the wind, burning wood. You follow your nose, and behind some rocky peaks you discover a patched, dingy-looking tent. Next to the tent, the glowing embers of a campfire emit a thin plume of smoke. You look around, not a soul for miles. But If there are embers on a campfire, that means that someone is still nearby. So I should probably call out in case the owner is nearby, yes. Let's just make sure that I don't suddenly kill myself. You call out, no response. You call again. Suddenly you hear heavy breathing. A local mountaineer with a dead mountain hare slung over his shoulder makes his way toward you. He gives you a friendly nod. Without a word, he stokes the campfire and skins the hare. In no time, the meat is roasting nicely on a spit over the fire, giving off a mouth-watering aroma. That's why you wait. The stranger gestures you to join him. You gratefully accept his offer. You could use some refreshments right about now. I certainly could. It gives me energy, it gives me heat, and it gives me experience. Well-deserved experience. So we level up again, and we see that I have clear mind. Is that a clear mind 1? Perhaps it is. A permanent buff, mind you, which reduces the energy cost when moving and climbing while sanity is high. And luckily, since my sanity has always been high, I can do that and reduce the energy of moving and climbing. Well, at least one part of me is of high sanity. Hold on, something's on my arm. Oh, it's just a hair. Never mind, false alarm. I was about to scream like a little girl if I found there was a bug. But it was not. So, you have been spared. For now. Anyway, what was I saying? Ah yes, does anybody find this funny? You came across the ruined foundations of a former dwelling. Herbs are growing on... Just as you are about to gather them, a protruding stone catches your eye. Oh well, like I said, whenever there's a switch, there's an idiot waiting to flip it. And I am one such idiot. You push the switch, but it jams. You press harder until it beats. Yes, you keep going, etc., etc., and you find experience. Not what I was expecting or hoping for, but experience is experience at the end of the day, and it is very welcome. Now, let us see what else we can find. I do have to admit, this is a very nice looking game. It is simple, but it is nice. It is very, very nice to look at. Why? I don't know. There's something about it. It's just calming. Very calming. Oh, hello! The goat that I had befriended. It's standing behind a rock and using its head to point emphatically in the direction you're walking. Is it trying to warn you? See what I said? The goats are friends. Walking just a few feet ahead of you is a large wildcat. It knows neither you nor the goat. And that's why you befriend goats. Goats will save you from wildcats. Big wildcats, mind you. Goats are your friends, not your enemies. There's an active fire pit, but not a soul around. The flames seem to be fighting the icy wind for survival. Watching the fire dance in the face of the cold is almost meditative. You watch it for a while and regain warmth or energy. I'm very low on energy. I could very much take the energy. Thank you. And now we climb, once again, up and up and up the pillar, to gain a treasure chest that somebody left somehow, someway, there. Hopefully it's not more herbs. Please tell me it's not more herbs. You stumble across the remains of a building. Did it belong to the occupying forces? Parts of it are completely buried under rock. There must have been a landslide. Between the rubble, you can see a few electronic devices in small metal containers. You could go down there and search for provisions. I say you search through the rubble. Yes, go on, search. Your broken wrist is repaired. You walk carefully across the rubble, keeping an eye out for anything useful. You spot a hollow underneath a boulder. Something in there glints as the light falls across it. You carefully reach your hand into the gap and try to grab it. You brush it with your fingertips once, twice. Got it. You feel like jumping for joy. You have recovered some valuable equipment. Hooray, oh joy. Wonderful. How great it is that we have found equipment. What did I find? Go on, tell me. Show it to me. Show me the equipment. Come on. Push the button. Do it. There you go. Oh, what is that? So like, oh, it's a headgear. Less health loss and events. Well, what do you know? They could have been very handy a few moments ago when I broke my wrist. But then again, perhaps I wouldn't have done anything because I broke my wrist, not my head. Gain energy, body temperature, and oxygen when waking up. That does seem interesting, but it's not too much. So, perhaps I can increase my oxygen. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Increase oxygen. Because you're going to need it. For something. What? I don't know. But that is the end of the video so far. Like I said, hopefully I won't make a habit of doing this every single time. But like I said, these were very, very extreme circumstances, much like the mountain climbing. So, for the time being, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for sticking around for so long. I honestly am surprised that you're still here. But regardless, thank you. And I will see you some other time. As they say in China, arrivederci.